Immigrants. Canada needs immigrants. But why exactly does Canada need them? The main reasons why Canada needs immigrants is because of a decrease in birth rate, an increase in life expectancy, which creates an unsustainable pension and healthcare system. Approximately 75 years ago, your great-grandmother's generation, the typical mother would have about 7 kids. 55 years ago, your grandmother's generation, about 4 kids. 30 years ago, your parents' generation, they would have about 3 kids. And currently, the typical mother would have roughly 2 children. However, the increasing life expectancy is leaving each generation with more seniors. With more seniors who are living longer, the government needs more money to fund their pension and health plans. Unfortunately, with the decrease in births, that leaves fewer people entering the workforce. So, the government has 2 choices. They could either increase the number of immigrants they let in, or they could raise taxes. If the government doesn't increase the number of immigrants they let in, that would mean future generations have to pay more and more in taxes with every generation. In the past 50 years, Canada has consistently let in about 300,000 immigrants per year, and in the current year, the government plans on letting in around 300 to 350,000 immigrants. Immigrants are divided into 5 different categories. These are skilled workers. These are immigrants with skills in different occupations, including managerial, professional, trade, and many more. Caregivers. In general, these are nurses for the elderly, those with high medical needs, and children. The business class includes immigrant entrepreneurs, investors, and self-employed people. The family class includes people who immigrate to reunite with family members who are already citizens of Canada. These immigrants can become permanent residents once sponsored. Refugees are people who have been forced to leave their country due to many different reasons, such as war and famine. The total makeup of each type of immigrant should be skilled workers, 40%, caregivers, 25%, business class, 10%, family class, 15%, and refugees, 10%. And these are the ways that they have impacted Canada. The skilled worker category should be around 40%, and the caregiver category should be around 25%, as both categories will have an immediate contribution to Canada by closing the gap between the increasing retirees and the available workforce in Canada. They also contribute by paying taxes, which supports healthcare and pension plans. Currently, there aren't enough people working as caregivers in Canada. With the rapid rise of the aging population, more and more seniors will be needing support. If the number of caregivers does not increase, each caregiver will be assigned to take care of more elderly, and the quality of their services will decrease. The business category can greatly contribute to the economy by creating job opportunities for all Canadians. This category creates jobs for import-export businesses as well as local businesses. The family class doesn't usually have an immediate contribution to the economy at first. They're more of an effect for the future rather than the present, and it all depends on who they sponsor. In general, spouses and children will make future contributions, however, seniors will have little to no contributions economically. In this class, the purpose is really just bringing families together into one unit for the sake of the families. The refugees, like the family class, would start contributing in the future. Although 10% may seem like a low number, our immigration policy allows changes when we are faced with urgent humanitarian needs. The number of refugees should be closely monitored to ensure that our healthcare and economic needs can be met. People immigrate to Canada for many reasons. One of the most noticeable is that Canada has really beautiful sights, 4 distinctive seasons, and it's a very peaceful country with lots of kind people. We have affordable health care, free education before post-secondary, the democratic political system, many job opportunities, a reasonable citizenship program, and there are no racial and ethical restrictions. Prior to 1960, Canadian immigration was restricted to certain racial and ethnic origins until ethical diversity was introduced in 1960. After, Canada became a very diversified and inclusive country. In this era, we seem to understand multiculturalism through food. We know Korea is famous for kimchi and Japan for sushi, but what else do we really know about the people and their culture? Canada has one of the best educational systems in the world, and the key in understanding multiculturalism and diversity is through education. Incorporating this into our educational system can promote unity, acceptance, and cultural appreciation. Canada is also respecting people in minority groups, such as different religious groups, the First Nations, and the 2S LGBTQIA community. Having people with many different backgrounds have many benefits. There are many opinions, ideas, and thoughts to be heard because everyone has a different point of view, a different goal for the future, and a different train of thought, all of which one cannot possess of. Although the current immigration policy is not the cure nor the solution to our economic problems, it can slow down the process. With proper allocation of immigration categories and a well monitored program, we should be able to turn this around.